Representative Eskamani, with no surprise.
Thank you so much, Chair. And thank you to the Vice Chair. You know, it's good to hear about the collaborative efforts and the efforts to try to make this bill less harmful. I'm reminded of the story of working people, many who are here today. I'm reminded of my LGBTQ plus family, many who are here today, and the pain and struggle of our communities to try to make the world one where we are accepted and where we have an equal opportunity to live life to its fullest potential. My mom came to this country as an immigrant from Iran with a degree she could not use, so she worked at fast food restaurants and eventually at Kmart. And there were many, many late nights where I was at Kmart helping her fold clothes, try to close the store down so she could get home at a decent time. And she never made more than the minimum wage, and it's something that's always stuck with me as a daughter of working class parents to know that, you know, the struggles of our workers are very real, and you're the backbone of our economy. And we need to do our best as leaders to ensure that, you know, even with low salaries, even with difficulty in scheduling, even with the potential of bad bosses, and we know not every boss is bad. Many of us are blessed to have good bosses. I'm sure the sponsor is a good boss, but that's not the reality for every one of us. And that's why we've seen local governments step in to really help solve problems, not to create problems. And one part about this bill that's really concerning for many of us is that it doesn't solve any problems. It completely repeals problem solving at a local level for the sake of what really does sound like some special interest in this space who just have a preference of how they want to operate their business. I would argue that this effort is actually anti-free market in contrast to what my colleagues in the last committee said, because the free market has allowed local governments to say, you know what, here in Broward County, our constituents value equality. The businesses we attract value equality. And Orange County has said the same thing with passing our own human rights ordinance years ago, before the state is even considering it today. Because we realize that when we want a talented workforce to feed into this new economy, then we have to pass these type of protections where a business owner can say, when I put my rainbow sticker on my door, I'm going to be fine here. I'm going to be able to not only attract good business, but attract good talent. And so I think one of the biggest concerns is the fact that it is so broad in its preemption without any effort to solve the very real problems that we talked about today, and whether it's the discrimination of those who are incarcerated and their employment opportunities, whether it's a same-sex couple being terminated from their job or being unable to access the same benefits of others, whether it's wage theft. And I have to tell you, in our district office, we've had 2 calls about wage theft with really no recourse because Orange County doesn't have an ordinance. State of Florida has no one you can call. And oftentimes I find myself on the phone with that business owner trying to figure out what's going on. We had a construction worker come into our office unannounced, fearful of his wages being held from him. So those are very real problems that Floridians face. And a good business doesn't have to worry about any of this because they're doing their job. They're upholding the values that reflect Floridians. But the reality is that not every business does that. And I appreciate the Florida Restaurant Lodging Association speaking to how they support statewide efforts, and I wonder, would they support a statewide wage theft law? Would they support the constitutional amendment for $15 minimum wage? Would they support, statewide benefits and earned sick time? Because if you ask me, Orange County tried to pass an earned sick time by the voters, and this body preempted that from becoming a reality. And guess what? Orange County actually still passed it. Yet it was moot because this body said we know better. And today we have working moms who can't take a day off because their kids are sick because this state said you don't deserve that. So this issue goes beyond us in this room. There's Floridians across this state that are counting us to do what's right. And it absolutely breaks my heart because we're doing them a disservice. And regulations are not the enemy. Regulations keep our water clean, our air breathable, and our workers safe. So I will be voting against this, and I really do hope to see changes in the bill, as we saw in last session. But ultimately, if we truly want to make this state one better for people, it's time we listen to the people versus different associations that have their own political agenda for the bottom line of their executives versus the tired experiences of our workers. So thank you, Chair.